Here's your podcast segment. How Polymarket traders revolted over one silly syllable. That's the headline from the New York Times, and yes, it is exactly as absurd as it sounds. Here's the setup. There's a 19-year-old Counter-Strike 2 player named Daniel Krishkovets, known online as Donk, who is, by all accounts, a star in the esports world. Back in April, Polymarket, the online prediction market platform, posted a bet: will Donk be said during the PGL Bucharest Grand Final 2026? A Counter-Strike tournament held in Bucharest, Romania. Simple enough question. Except more than $5.5 million got wagered on the outcome. Now, Donk himself wasn't even playing in this tournament. But at around the 5-hour and 22-minute mark of a 7-hour livestream, one of the commentators, a guy whose handle, through some cosmic coincidence, is Dinko, was summing up a team's situation when he said, and I quote, they don't get any kills in this round." That first don't? It came out sounding a whole lot like Donk. And that is where things got messy. A 9-day argument erupted in a Discord channel called Dispute Threads. One side said, look, a Donk-like noise was made, but it clearly wasn't a reference to the player. The other side pointed to Polymarket's own rulebook, which stated that any usage of the term, regardless of context, will count. Someone even posted an audio clip of the syllable, slowed down, echoed, and looped donk, donk, donk to make their case. So how does Polymarket actually settle something like this? Through what it calls the Optimistic Oracle, a Web 3.0 system built on a cryptocurrency called UMA, which stands for Universal Market Access. The idea is that UMA token holders act as a kind of global jury. When a proposed resolution gets challenged, they vote. Vote with the majority and you earn a small bonus. Vote with the minority and you get penalized. The whole thing is designed around game theory, the assumption that people will gravitate toward what most others would recognize as the truth. Polymarket's founder, 28-year-old Shane Copland, has called the platform the most accurate thing we have as mankind right now in his 60 Minutes profile. The company processes around 200,000 bets a month on this Oracle system. The vast majority resolve without a hitch. But less than 1% land in genuinely disputed territory, and those tend to be the big money, high-profile bets. According to a finance professor at the University of Florida, that ambiguity creates a real problem. Even if you bet correctly, you might still lose your payout. And it gets thornier. The Times reports that the Oracle has allegedly been exploited, gamed, according to dozens of angry bettors, by a tech entrepreneur named Lancelot Chardonnay. The Donk debate is presented as a case study in how that exploitation can unfold, and in the broader, messier challenge of getting a decentralized system to agree on something as slippery as the truth. About $2.4 billion was wagered on Polymarket in just the first week of June, wagered by a crowd that skews young and male, drawn to the platform's promise of real-time, crowdsourced forecasting on everything from election outcomes to who dies in the next season of Euphoria. The Donk saga, then, is more than a punchline. It's a stress test, $5.5 million riding on whether one accidental syllable, from a caster who hasn't responded to emails, counts as a word. That's your story: a single blurred consonant, a global jury of crypto holders, and a very loud argument about what, exactly, constitutes reality, from the New York Times, reported by David Siegel.